And then if YouTube will let me know we're live, then we might be. Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Jedi Academy. I'm your host with the most, Rena J 1999, welcoming you to the great show that we do here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Sorry for the delay. I overslept. There's nothing for it. I, like potato head, I changed my alarm clock and forgot to change it back to what I was supposed to have it, so I would be up early enough on a Saturday so that this shit wouldn't happen, but I forgot. And so I just was like nonchalant. I woke up and like, oh, okay, get ready to start the day. It'll be great. I'll just go ahead and get to. Oh God, Jedi Academy! I have to get over it. So it happens. I'm human. Mistakes were made on my part, but nonetheless, welcome to the Jedi Academy, the Q&A show where we hang out with you wonderful and amazing people and answer all your questions that you have for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game brought to you by Capital Games. And the way this works, this is just a Q&A show. We're going to do nothing for this show but do Q&A for you guys. And so if you have a question that you want to pose to us, all you need to do is put your question into the chat. Make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement. I use Nightbot as a filter. We have to have a filtering word, so that just makes it easier. So that being said, go ahead and start getting your questions in. And you're gonna think of anything else? No, that's it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that other stuff. Joining me today so far, we've got the Nev, my co-host from GAC Center. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not too. Things are going fine. We'll see how things are after today's GAC. I haven't done my second round match yet, but
okay.
The weird thing is, even though I'm probably going to lose it, I'm really looking forward to it. It's a David versus Goliath type match. I'm actually getting to compete against somebody that's like really good. So it's the analogy I gave last night was, I'm ranked like 300 to 500 in the world, and I'm playing a ranked top 10 player. So it's like you play regular people, and every once in a while you might get to play a Roger Federer or Rafa Nadal, and I get my opportunity to play a Roger Federer today, but they haven't left me much. I've never been scored this high on. They scored a 26-86 on me.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and this was not like I didn't put in a trash defense. I mean, I put my Padme team in there, my Shakti Clones team in there. I put my Chupio, Relic Chupio team in there because you put him in the leader. You know the score. If you put Chupio in the leader shot, you get all those extra stat bonuses. So I put Chupio in defense with Relic 3 wigs, and everything just got absolutely destroyed. So I mean, if I get 266s on fleet, I still need to get everything needs to be perfect, no banners lost, and I need 2 solos as well. So just unbelievable. But I'm looking forward to it. Calvin Awesome's gonna be my wingman, so should be fun.
Yep, we will be doing my GAC right after the Jedi Academy, so I'll go over on Twitch whenever we'll get done. We will have a set time for Jedi Academy to be done. We will go jump over do my GAC with me and the GAC Whisper Think High Rel, so you can check that out on Twitch. And then whenever Nev does his, go check that out with Calvin Awesome. That'll be a great show. So a lot of good stuff for you guys today from RSG. Okay, so I see that we're getting lots of questions in. That's really good. Go ahead and get your questions in. We're going to start hitting them hard and heavy here in a few moments. Usually I'd say let's talk about what was the week in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, Nev, but there really was not the week of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news to really report on.
No, it was. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it was just a regular week.
Yeah, it really was.
Conquest was on, Galactic Challenges was on, GACs were. It's just been like going through the motions, really, just playing the game.
It really is. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, how's your second one gone? Sorry, the Conquest. How's your second Conquest gone? Because obviously the first one everybody had to do normal, and the second one, those people that completed normal were able to choose and opt for the hard. So how have you found hard on Conquest this week?
It was fine. I mean, the only thing I'm going to be doing that today when we stream is finish up my Conquest. I just need to do a couple battles, I think, to finish up 2 feats, and then I'll have the hard. I've already beaten it. This is just for the box, so it's just a matter of going back in and getting the feats done to go get the box. So I'll have that easily. So yeah.
I think that's what most. I mean, that's what that's the sense I get from most of the community is those people that have been able to complete the hard mode have completed it. What I think what most people tend to do is by the end of the first week, most people have completed it, whether they're all normal or hard. And then the second week seems to be going back over the sectors and completing the sector feats, because you've got 3 feats per sector. Maybe, a couple of those nodes that were 2 stars, turning them into 3s. And then obviously you've got the big 5 feats that get done over the entire, across all 5 sectors. So yeah, that's what I see most people doing. It's because by the time you've completed it, you've got a full complement of data cards, and you can do some tweaking here and there depending on what you need to do, whether the feat is 20 or 50 thermal detonators or gain advantage 20 times. There's lots of little feats like that spread throughout the sectors, isn't there?
Yeah, I find Conquest really enjoyable still. I mean, it's challenging. You have to think about the stuff. It's really when you get to the feats, you've got to really think about what I really enjoyed was it's not hard. It can be hard, some of the teams, but you have to really think about what teams you're going to use, and so it really tests your depth of what you have, and then coming up with ingenious ways. Of course, when you're streaming, it's easy because you got thousands of people that'll be like, no, you should use this team and do this and this, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good information, thank you. It always makes life a little bit easier, but it's fun to kind of theory craft of what's going to work here and stuff like that. So I've enjoyed it. I really have.
The theory. I think the theory crafting element of it has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like you said, especially when it comes to feats. If you've got a feat where it's complete 20 battles not using an attacker, or 50, or 20 battles not using a tank, you're like, oh well, you automatically know that you can't use your regular squad makeups, and you've got to you've got to do the filter. You before you pick your squad, you hit the filter, and you're looking right. What 5 tanks can work? It's easy with 5 attackers, but it's what 5 tanks will work, and then you're kind of looking at your you're looking at your data cards, thinking right, well, what data cards are really going to work, and you start. So I think the theory crafting is definitely a lot of fun. I had a lot of, not so much on the hard, but I definitely had a lot of fun theory crafting in sector 1 of the normal mode, because they're gear 12s,
right?
And it's a great node for theory crafting. It's a great node for theory crafting regular teams. Just take all of your data discs off. Because if you're throwing a team in there and it can beat that gear 12 team that's got their modifier on, then you're onto a winner with whatever squad it is that you're theory crafting, because odds are if you face that in GAC or Territory Wars, it's not going to have that modifier, so you can bump that squad up a couple of tiers, and if you can beat it, then beat it at 12 with a modifier, you should be able to beat it relict and stuff like that. So I think it's a lot of fun. I same as Exhibition 1, I enjoyed it on 2 accounts, didn't enjoy it on 2 because I've got 4 accounts. So I'm finding myself enjoying it more on the accounts where I get good data cards, as opposed to the ones where I don't get good data cards and it's all RNG.
Yeah, it was weird. Like we were comparing data cards of what we received throughout the event this time, and it was me and Thane, and he got a lot more of the offensive turn meter ones. He did not get a lot of the cooling disc, and I did. And so it was really interesting. I actually got the really nice ones. Loki was like, "Damn, you got the 15% ones." I'm like, "Yes, I did." So it was interesting to see how much more of those I got than he did. So the cooling system data disc were, I had plenty of those. They were everywhere. But I didn't have hardly any offensive turn meter ones. I have maybe one speed one that showed up or another one speed one, but it was a lot of all the other discs in the cooling system. I was just like, I don't know. It's one of those things that's RNG with this. That's like, it's just, oh God. All right, so let me see here. We got everything going on. I think we're squared away. Everything's good. All right, we got questions coming in. Let's just start having some fun there and doing this. Okay, all right, let's see. First question we have. Oh, Christ, it's Meow Meow. I am not in the mood for this, but I'm going to read it anyway. I'm just waiting. She's going to throw questions at me now, so if I get angry, it's one, I didn't get much sleep last night. Two, I overslept. Three, I was late. Four, Meow Meow's going to start pressing my buttons. Five, I'm going to skin a cat and have me a new trophy. So let's see what happens here. All right, Meow Meow says, question, did anyone clip Heinze doing the worm last night? Did he do the worm last night? I mean, I stayed up for the initial part of it, but I was tired. I've been outside and doing some work between rain showers. Oh, you missed it, Nev. I had all the fun 2 days ago with all those tornadoes. Let me tell you, that was awful, dude. My state got crushed, dude. Like apocalyptic kind of crush. I mean, it was bad.
Wrath of the RNG gods.
Yes, they really. I mean, in all seriousness, it was bad, dude. It was super awful. I've not seen like we were talking twister kind of tornadoes that were going through, cities and towns and stuff and just wiping it out. Like the hand of God came down and went like, nope, no more. So one actually hit Eastern Birmingham. I was shocked on that one because when that hit, I was like, "Oh!" So like my mom came running down and her friend in the basement, and we were in lockdown mode. The thunderstorms were constant. It was flooded. It was bad, dude. Like we got lucky here, but a lot of the state didn't. So big thoughts and prayers to everybody still dealing with all the aftermath of that weather. And the bad thing is we're supposed to get more thunderstorms today and even worse tomorrow. I'm like, good Lord in heaven, give us a break, man. Seriously. Speaking of giving us a break, it's the sexy Buddha, Sir Loki. Hello, sir.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Just doing my thing, chilling, drinking a bud.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we already started the questions, Loki. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, man.
All right. So that was the first question from Meow Meow. Stonewall says, best counters for the CLS, 3BACA, and 3PO team. What are the best counters that you have? Oh, we'll give this to Loki. And then we'll go to you, Nev, if you've seen it. CLS, 3BACA, and C3PO team for 3v3. What do you think is the best counter that you'd like to use?
I don't know. I got to look back on my counters. I don't remember, man. What is it? JTR takes it out, doesn't it? It's
yes.
JTR BB8R2, I think, takes it out. Anything with JTR.
Because you can really control
do purses
that.
Too. That works.
I mean, that's what I mean. I think that's what most people. I think that's what most people hit it with as a stand. I mean, that's what I mean. I was watching Gambit last night, and Fruit Ninja Mike. That's what Fruit Ninja Mike turned his opponents.
Was JTR?
Yeah, just JTR BB8 R2.
Yeah, and the opening move. I mean, it's simple. I always, JTR, you wiggle with BB8. JTR goes, you do the wavy thing, and then you're off to the races, right? I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, you got to take Chupio out,
right?
First,
so,
for sure.
Yeah,
he's the key, man. Luke can go do his stuff, but you're going to counter him. So you wave Chewbacca, or you can wave 3PO. I've seen somebody actually do that and then just go all in on Chewbacca. It's like, oh, nice, that's really nice. It also
It's
depends
very
on
nice.
it's so nice, but it depends on speeds and speed order and stuff. So make sure you check that. I mean, I've used Jedi Knight Revan against it. I've used Han and Chewie against it with Beskar Mando. But you need a pretty solid team that can do some serious damage. Jedi Knight Revan works because you can just mark 3PO or 2PO down, and it's kind of overkill, but depends on what you have in the lineup and stuff. So we're actually be facing that today. I'll talk to Thane. We'll come up with a plan. We'll see what team. I will almost certainly will use JTR, and we'll talk about it, the kill order and things of that nature. So just stand by on that, Stonewall, and we'll be doing that right after the Jedi Academy. So hey Loki, I overslept today. I set my alarm for the wrong time, buddy.
It happens, man.
I know. I was just telling Nev. I was like, I just woke up. I'm like, all right, another day.
I saw that,
and the alarm hadn't gone off, and I'm like, wait, what's today? Because when you just wake up, you're a little disoriented. I'm like, wait, what's today? Saturday? And then I looked at the time, like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I think I got time. Oh God, Jedi got me. That's all it has. So, all right. Miyama says, can we get a dance off between Gom and Heinze? Ooh. For our next charity stream there, Loki, that's a good idea. Let me write this down. Next charity stream. That's a good idea. Next charity stream, dance off between Gom and the preloader. It was really cool last night. If you guys didn't see Heinze's stream last night, of course it was ladies' night. He had the ladies on, but it was Grid's 1 year anniversary of starting Twitch, and it was really cool. The fans put together this fans and some content creators put together this little this montage of people just saying stuff, and it was really cool. And I think Grid deserved it, so it was really cool to see. If you hasn't seen it, go ahead and watch. I mean, Grid, man, he was emotional watching it. It was really cool. All right. Nathan H says, question, how is GAC so far? Well, GAC so far has gone well. I mean, it's going well for me. We've got a really tough opponent today, and we'll talk about it when I do my GAC. It'll be a surprise. You'll have to wait and see. Loki, have you done your GAC? I don't know if you did yours last night or you're going to do yours today.
No, I did. I actually did mine, but it was, we had a cheesy round. So, but my first round was actually really good. My opponent laid 4 GLs on me. Round one. And,
that was rough.
Yeah, that was a good one. But I ended up pulling out the win because he just didn't have anything to take out my stuff. So I think his plan was to trip me up early and then kind of whittle down my teams. But I had enough to get through. We pulled some good counters off though. I got some good clips for Tuesday. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's always good. I'm looking back on my histories, man, on that CLS team. It looks like I did one with a Basti lead with Zaris and Ezra. So I actually beat a team with that. So I mean, but again, my teams are all relicked up and modded. So
yeah, see, that would be
FYI.
I don't know if I could deal with mine. I mean, both Basti and Ezra are relicked. Barris is only 12 for me. But then
mine are all relicked up. But but Basti gives she gives tenacity up, protection up, and it kind of gives you the durability in the beginning to kind of do your thing, and then you just chop down Chupio, and then you chop down Chupio with Ezra, and it from that point it's pretty easy.
So. All right. Let's see here. All right, so GAC so far for you, Nev?
Round 1 was easy. Round 2, it's nail. It's an Everest. I'm climbing Everest without a Sherpa, so it's not looking good. Top tier player, 775k lifetime banners. He's got 600k GP on me. He's got all of the right characters relicked, and he scored a 2686 on me. So round 2 is it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be entertaining, especially if I can get some useful tips and hints from Calvin Awesome, who'll be on the stream with me.
All right. Let's see here. Next question, we're going to go to Skywalker Vader. All right, our Canadian representation of the Skewer Nation up there in the frozen tundra of Canadia says, question for mods. We all know speed mods with speed secondary are what we are all looking for. Is looking for anything different in mods or combinations of mods? Question mark. I mean, yeah, I suffer through mod depression all the time. We're working all kinds of mods. Absolutely, you're looking for speed secondaries, but there's a lot of different types of mods on top of that you're looking for. Maybe you don't get as much speed, but there are certain mods that hit like offense with offense and offense. That's always a great mod. What other mods are you, Nev? What other mods do you kind of look as a secondary speed that you're going to keep? Maybe it has no speed or low speed on it that you're going to like. Yeah, that one hits. That one hits. That's pretty nice.
The health and offense arrows with a 20+ speed are quite nice.
Right.
I must, especially for those for those relic characters where you really want the health or you really want the offense, and you don't have to sacrifice a massive amount of speed if you can get like a 20 to 25. On an arrow, you're only really sacrificing, 7 to 12 speed. So I find those massively useful. I do go searching for them ones. It depends on the character, but those are ones I definitely keep an eye out for. If I see an offense primary or a health primary on an arrow, and it's got a starting secondary 5 speed stat, I'll buy it just to see if I can roll. It very rarely happens, but I'll get it just to see if I can roll over 20 speed on that secondary. And I've got one on my Grievous with a health primary, and I've got one on I've got an offense with a high speed secondary on my GMY as well. I think I switched it over to JKL actually, so the more I've got of them, the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Give you some examples like Grievous. I'm not worried about speed on him. I don't have the best speed secondaries. It's mainly just health, and more health. Yoda, same thing. I'm not worried about speed. It's offense and for his special damage. That just gives you some ideas. A perfect example is my Nest. Doesn't have the best speeds on there, but I'm not running a fast Nest. It's tenacity mods with tenacity secondaries. Even the arrow's tenacity. It's just tenacity. I mean, she's 160% plus tenacity. Just to give an example. Any other examples that you think of, Loki, when you think of mods that you like to focus on, besides speed with speed secondaries that you like to keep and use?
There's too many.
Really
for me,
is.
like there's too many on my radar right now. Like I'm looking for the tenacity secondaries. I'm looking for like defense set with health primary, and then defense, like flat defense secondary, percentage defense secondary on a defense set. There's like my Sith Eternal right now. I'm working on Sith Eternal. I want to get him to like 200,000 health, right? So it's but I want it on a speed set. So I'm a speed set or an offense set. Like I want to build 2 sets for him. I was on Grid's roster review the other night thing, and I kind of crashed it. But I'm working on Red Trooper because I want my Red Trooper's modded all weird right now, and it's to block the Jedi Knight Revan counter, and it's working. But my Red Trooper right now is offense set with health primaries and a crit avoidance arrow. But I have him at 100,000 health, 10,000 offense, and then crit avoidance. But I want to get more. I want to get better secondaries on him. He's not necessarily fast, but I hit those numbers to give the Jedi Knight Revan counter some problems, and it seems to work. I saw it this past territory war. I saw it in 5v5, and it trips up my opponent. General Hux right now, he's the big tenacity boy. So I'm trying to get, the tenacity sets, tenacity cross, and then all the rest of them tenacity secondaries. But you want that dude at like 230, 240 tenacity to block the old Ben taunt and all that, or the old Ben ability block and all that stuff. So other than that, I'm like kind of scouting my roster right now, but offense percentage secondary is like king right now. Even crit chance, like I want high crit chance secondaries on crit damage set mods or offense set mods. The crit damage set, like it appears it doesn't add as much crit chance bonus as a 2-piece high crit chance secondary set. So I'm looking for that. I'm gonna throw those on the bounty hunters and probably Darth Vader, to get those crit chance up. But a lot of there's just a lot of stuff I'm farming right now in terms of mods. It's not necessarily speed secondaries. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, but yeah, there's all kinds of mods, but that just gives you some ideas of what you could be looking for. All right, next question from Meow Meow. There she is, Soaking Meow. It's this question: when are we getting something, anything, legendary, hero journey, Galactic Legend? Question mark.
It's coming next month, man.
Yeah, Loki. We talked about this. You had some conspiracy theories on this for next month.
It's not conspiracy theories, man. We've been playing this game too long.
I know, right?
We've been playing this game too long, man. We get this quiet time, and we throw little bits and pieces at you, like they threw the armor at us, and Dark Trooper, and Bo-Katan, and Conquest, and Rancor, but they're gonna screw us pretty soon. So just be ready.
We're just waiting for it.
Yeah, what I mean by that is they could drop a Galactic Legend, or they can drop something on us that's just gonna require like 3 new tunes, and then we got to relic our bottom roster out a little bit more. So I'm it's been too quiet, I have a feeling they're gonna drop like 3v3 territory war on us. That's the other one. I think they're gonna finally just drop on us and let us try it. CG is notorious for regurgitating old material and spinning it as new. Mm-hmm. And then they're notorious for just dropping this horrendous farm gate of a character on us. And I feel like it's coming soon. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, Nev? What do you think?
Well, I mean, we've still got a few more marquees to come out, and I think that they'll be next month. I think the new marquees will be in April. The additional suspected 6 additional marquees. So I think that we'll get them in April, and then I still think that we're going to get an epic confrontation in May. It's just not going to be the character I thought. I've been saying since December last year. I always thought that it would be Bo-Katan would be a perfect mid-year epic confrontation, with then a dark side epic confrontation at the end of the year. Because I've been saying since the beginning of the year and the end of last year that I think I don't think we'll get GLs this year. I think we'll get a couple of epic confrontations, because it's easier to do 2 epic confrontations in a year than it is 4 GLs in a year. But with them doing Bo-Katan, the only characters really left, because they still keep spinning us the Mandalorian characters. Marquee wise, you've got Mayfeld, Fennec Shan, Axe, and Axe, and what's the other chick Mandalorian called? I forgot the character's name.
The wrestler.
Yes, I forgot the character's name. The dude was called Axe. I can't remember what the chick was called. So there's 4, and then maybe another couple of Imperial Remnant, maybe the maybe the scout trooper and a flame trooper or something like that. And then, then they've given us a plethora of new marquees that are all Mandalorian era. The only problem then is, what character is the epic confrontation character?
Oh, Elliot Warfold in the chat. Koska Reeves. There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Koska. Yeah. So Koska, Axe, Fennec Shand, Mayfeld, and another 2 dark side for an epic confrontation character. But like I said, because they've given us Bo-Katan as a marquee, I'm racking my brain to think who from the Mandalorian could be the epic confrontation. Because I think with the release on May the 4th of the Bad Batch, you've got that season for 3 months. I think we'll get some marquees from that show, and then there'll be an epic confrontation from that show at the end of the year. And I think that's the most likeliest option there is Maul, because we know that Fennec Shan's going to be in the Bad Batch, and I think I just can't see Maul not making an appearance in the Bad Batch. I just can't see. I can't see it. It's just.
I agree with you. I mean, I'm on the boat of Maul because they changed the damn icon on the Android app. So I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah, I think that'll be our Christmas surprise for the game at the end of the season. Maul as an epic confrontation is worthy, and that's why I thought Bo-Katan would be a worthy. I really, really have no idea what the big bad character is going to be that they give us in the middle of the year, but I'm come at a complete loss.
Yeah,
I can't think of anybody
really
from the
off.
show worthy of epic confrontation status other than Bo-Katan. I really, really can't. So, yeah.
So
unless you're
I mean,
right, unless the big bad one is going to be Maul, That's...
I mean, unless they throw us a massive, and it would be a huge curveball. The only other one I can think of is, and it seems extremely unlikely, but who else was in that show that has epic legendary status? And it's the character that appeared in the last 20 minutes of season 2. But we've already got that version.
Yeah.
So it's like, who else could it be? All of the other decent characters from that show we've had. So it's like, are they going to, is it going to be just, yeah. But hey, not that I wouldn't say no to another Luke, because they know that everybody will go out and get him. Come on, who wouldn't?
We just had
who
a
wouldn't
hiccup
go
there.
for a
Sorry about that.
cloaked Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, eh?
I know. I don't know. I don't know if I want another Luke. This kind of leads us...
Ahsoka. Sorry, regional manager Vader just put it in chat. Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was about to say, the one that I popped up when you said Maul is Ahsoka from end of season 7, right? Of the Clone Wars. Her versus Maul, and that could be kind of cool. But this leads into our next question. Is we're talking about what's next. What's the big next event? What do we think it's going to be? We're talking about all these characters and stuff. And 103 says question. So what comes next in the game? We just had Conquest. Do we think we're getting another game mode soon? I don't think we are, but I think it's going to be
I think we're going to get Tank. I think we're going to get Challenge Tank next.
Okay, so Challenge Tank. They're not going to create it. You don't think that... they did have that raid they had put on the back burner. Do you think they're ever going to bring that off the shelf to bring a new raid into the game this year?
I don't even remember what it was, brother. Ship raid, I guess? Or,
no,
I don't know.
They didn't say specifically. They just said they had something and they put it on the back shelf for some other stuff.
Yeah, you are right. It was Fleet. They mothballed the Fleet raid. A couple of devs had started doing a Fleet raid. It got mothballed in October of 2019. So they started it. It got mothballed because the GLs, and then they never went back to it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a possibility, but other than that, I think we're gonna be in a character stretch here for a bit. We just got Conquest. They're still dicking around with that for at least another month or two, right? Fine tuning, changing, doing stuff like that. And so I think the next couple months, I mean, we already on the data, leak. There's like 6 new marquee characters. What they're going to be for what we can only speculate. I mean, or is it going to be one for Imperial Revenant to round out that team? Is it going to be Bad Batch? Is it going to be a totally different direction? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think we're getting any kind of new game mode soon. I mean, not at least for a couple months. So I don't think that's anything that's going to be popped. I'd be shocked if they actually dropped with Conquest going on and them still trying to fine tune that and get that squared away first. I don't think we're going to get anything like game mode introduced into the game. I mean, I could be wrong. Nev, Loki, disagree? You think we might get something? I mean,
I think here's the thing. I do think that we've got enough to keep us going right now. That we're not screaming, "Give us a new game mode." I mean, this week, everybody, this week was a quiet news week.
Very quiet.
It was very light on the news, but it wasn't light on what we had to do. We had Conquest, we had challenges, we had GAC.
Right.
So it's not, there was plenty to do this week. We just didn't have anything new come in. And, we'll still have GAC during the 2 off weeks that we don't have Conquest, and we'll still have challenges. So there is stuff to do in the game. It's not like we're screaming, give us a new mode. We wouldn't say no to a new mode, but I don't think it's on the horizon. I think that they're just going to be doing tweaks to Conquest and bringing us some more marquees and keeping us guessing on exactly what it is we're going to get. But the epic confrontation, a new shiny mid-year will be a character. I don't think the new shiny in the middle of the year would be a new game mode.
All right. Speaking of new shinies, look who just jumped in. It's I'm actually shocked to see him up this early. It's the GAC Whisperer Thane Kyrelli.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're actually awake and alive.
I am. Yes, I am.
I know. Ready for some GAC?
I'll be back. I'm going to check on Puppy and get coffee.
All right, you go check on Puppy and get coffee. Thane, what is going on with you, partner? You ready for some GAC after this?
Yeah.
All right.
Loki going to join us?
I don't know. Loki, are you going to join us or?
I could.
Okay, so we'll do it right after this, and then you'll have the rest of your days to yourself. All right, here's the next question. It's a really good question from Snoochie Boochies, my man. This question: is Dark Trooper worth the well? I have a decent amount of crystal stash.
Yes,
of course. Something else will probably. Look, can I finish the question? God damn. Loki just jumped. All right, let me finish it. Wait. All right, that was weird. I hope bad weather isn't coming in right now. I haven't looked at the forecast. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I may have to go outside and see what's going on with the weather. Oh God. All right, we're good to go. Sorry about that. This goddamn weather, man! I tell you what, I may go to my backup internet plan here in a second. If this if it drops one more time, I'm definitely going to the backup. So we'll see what happens. Sorry about that, folks. There's nothing I can do about it. It just happens. All right, let's try this again. All right. We were talking about Dark Trooper from Snoochie Poochie. Says, of course, something else will probably come and I'll be out of crystals. So the question is, Loki, he's going to go with crystals. Should he use his crystals to get Dark Trooper? Thane, you can jump on this one as well. Do you think Dark Trooper is worth it?
Yeah, if you got the other pieces, yes. 3v3, he's beating Sith Eternal right now.
Nice.
So, if any tune can beat Galactic Legends or help you beat Galactic Legends, it's worth it. That's I don't know. There's nothing really to debate on that. And he's good, man. I mean, he hits hard. Grid's got a little video of a cheesy Jedi Knight Anakin Padme team thing you can use on it, and he's a cool piece.
All
So
right.
I don't know if you got anything else to add, thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially if you're doing the challenge crankcore team, you can get 6% in phase 2 or phase 3, pretty consistently with them. The only one putting up those kind of numbers is like Kylo, so it's like adding one like a little mini Kylo.
Mini Kylo. And I shall call him Mini Kylo. All right. So there you go, Snoochie Poochies. Hope that helps with your decision making process there, whether to do something with him or not. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to go for him before he expires in the next 10 days, so we'll see. Han Chelis' question: how much Relic 8 mats are guys hoarding in case of an emergency? Ooh, I'm not hoarding anything, man. Just getting those damn things. Hoarding? I can barely get the ones I've got. I'm trying to get my fifth ones scored away here after the next raid. Look, I'm pretty sure you guys aren't hoarding. You're not hoarding. I mean, good lord.
I don't that word is not in my vocabulary.
I don't understand it. I mean, especially with Relic 8. Why would you be hoarding Relic 8? I mean, there's too many good characters that need Relic 8. And it makes a huge difference. There's a big difference in some of these characters between Relic 8 and Relic 7.
I will say this: if you're getting one Relic 8 a month, or like every couple of weeks, then sure. Like I'm getting a Relic 8 every 2 weeks, or sometimes faster than that. So
a little different.
I don't hoard it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hoarding either, man. I mean, having Kenobi Relic 8 for Fleet's been a monster for me, and then the other characters I've got done. We're about to do Gas. He's going to be the next Relic 8. I mean, like, there's certain characters that don't need it. Like Vader, we've kind of determined, yeah, it'd be nice, but I'm not. He's vicious at Relic 7, that kind of thing. So, Loki, you're not hoarding Relic 8, are you?
No, man, I don't hoard anything, dude. The game can end tomorrow, and then what? What are you gonna do with your hoard, man?
What are you gonna do, huh?
I don't hoard nothing, man. I got like, how many credits do I have now? I have like 80,000 credits, so it's normal, man. Just have fun with it. But Relic 8, I mean, I understand the hesitation. There's probably plenty of videos out there. I think Ranger, I think we have enough Relic 8s now. We can actually make a video, so maybe we'll work on that soon.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of Relic 8 videos out there. Just watch those if you're unsure. But I mean, there's no reason to hoard Relic 8 unless you can't get the other piece, which requires a bunch of yellow gear or gold gear to convert into, which is why you're hoarding the Relic 8 final piece that you can only get from the Crankcore and the Conquest. But there's plenty of videos out there. Ask your guild mates, and ask us in the Discord, what the recommendations are. But I would normally just target the teams where you need a little more offense. Like if you need Jedi Knight Luke to hit a little bit harder, or General Skywalker to hit a little bit harder, or Vader. There's already plenty of good tunes on your roster to you don't have to hoard, and I don't think there's going to be an emergency situation where you have to hoard and then wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can start relocating key tunes now. And if you're worried that there's a game mode coming out where you need a squad of Relic 8, then I mean you're gonna have to do it anyway, right? So I mean, might as well, give it to your rebels or your Jedi or Vader or Galactic Legends or whatever you got, and have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let me. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Relic 8, I mean, even if say a new Galactic Legend comes out, you still gotta see if you have the prerequisites and all that other stuff, or some characters that you might need. You're still gonna have to save toward it anyway, or build toward it anyway. No, I shouldn't say save, build toward it anyway. So, I mean, having Relic 8, I mean, you not even have the characters unlocked that you might need for a legend or a new event anyway. So, I don't hoard either. I have buffers. I've got a certain amount of credits and things of that nature just as a buffer, because I always thought that they were going to up the level of of the characters, but it hasn't really pinned out that way. But as soon as I can find it, I mean, like get 1, get 2, all that stuff, I'm like immediately using it and tapping it to either get gear or I'm working on character shards or whatever I can do. So, like Loki, he lives for the moment. What else? 73 question. When we finally unlock the Razor Crest, will it have any effect on Fleet Arena? Ooh, that's a good question. What do you think, Thing? Razor Crest.
So I think so. But it's to be tested, right? Like just reading the kit, like I can see it being meta, just because of the stacking offense and stuff. It really just comes down. Because I mean, Razor Crest is really fast, right? Didn't we see that it was like one of the faster shifts?
Yes.
Yeah. So he'll be able to get out there quick, and then that scoundrel team is relatively survivable, especially with the breach going on around. They should be able to hit hard and be able to take a hit. So I think so. But
because we were talking about running that under Thrawn would be pretty beefy, right?
They would be beefy and they would hit hard because they get more crit damage under his lead.
Yeah, Loki, any thoughts on the? Yeah, go ahead, Thing.
No, and I said, and then he also gets stacking crit damage as well.
There you go. What are your thoughts, Loki? Razor Crest.
Well, he can avoid taunt, right? He can get around taunt. So that's the big one, because taunt is still a problem in arena, in Fleet Arena, and also GAC Territory War. But if he's fast and he can go around taunt, that's why Malevolence is obviously so good, because Hyena can get around taunt. But I think does he call to assist? I thought he did something like that. Or maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he does, but yeah, I don't.
Any of those ships that can get around taunt, it's a great start. And then what Thane said about the stacking offense and he's I think he's going to be a beast. I feel like he might be a plug and play piece, especially with he has synergy with I think Houndstooth and maybe what's the other one, what's Cad Bane's ship, whatever that is.
It's fine.
Yeah, and people are still running Houndstooth with Malevolence, Houndstooth with Negotiator. So I mean, even kind of seeing him coming off the bench or using him as a plug and play piece with a synergy on Bosk, it'd be interesting to see. But I am excited because now you can take one of your, you take Thrawn with. And now you have a dedicated Empire fleet, and then you now have potentially a Thrawn bounty hunter fleet, which would be kind of neat. So I'm excited to see that.
All right.
So then he also inflicts marked on his basics. I mean, like Loki was saying about going around taunt, and then he can mark someone. I mean, you mark Anakin, even if he goes into stealth, he'll still be marked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thinking Razor Crest with Malevolence.
That'd be nice.
It's interesting because you can run like Hyena, Houndstooth, and Razor Crest, and then you got all the other. You got Vulture coming off the bench, which people like to run now. You still got Spy and Sunfac and all that on the bench, and then I like the IG 2000, and now he's a bounty hunter, right? So he's got synergy now coming off the bench. It'd be interesting to see how that one plays out as well, because he's got the mark and he gets around taunt. And you got buzzsaw droids doing their thing, and it's gonna be interesting.
All right, let's get to the next question from Gav Pieces. Question: what is your favorite Mon Mothma team lineup? How do you mod and what do you use it for? I've recently relicked mine to Relic 5 for Jedi Master Luke and looking to get some use out of her. What is the ideal Mon Mothma team, Loki, that you like to run and modding and all that kind of stuff?
So is he talking like light side GOTB or?
I think he's talking mainly just GAC and stuff.
GAC. So in threes, I like to keep Mon Mothma for offense.
Okay.
Or for like against General Grievous or any of those. I don't know. She's pretty durable in GAC, especially in like 3v3. 5v5, you can also use her with General Grievous, or you can use her against. I mean, she's pretty flexible, right? And she has a lot of tunes behind her. But I mean, the team I like on offense is I like Cassian and K2 for 3v3. So Mon Mothma, Cassian, K2. And then the 5v5 team I like is Cassian, K2. Who are the other ones? Pow and Price Scout, or you can throw another tank like Cara Dune. Scarif Rebel Pathfinder's surprisingly good on that team as well. If you lay Mon Mothma on defense, I like putting Scarif Rebel Pathfinder on that team because it kind of blocks the Jawas offense counter. Because when the Jawas kill Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, he normally has a buff and he keeps reviving himself. And it's super annoying. On defense as well, you can run like super fast POW, super fast Scout to get the turn meter train going. That's another possibility. I've seen Churton Bays on defense with that team. She's super flexible, I guess is what I'm getting at. And to really name an ideal team, it's difficult because there's so many good pieces you can put with her. And the opponent has to bring in a faster team against it, or they have to bring in CLS Han Chewie Rebels, or they have to bring in something to get ahead of the turn meter train. So if your mods are flexible, I think ideally you want Scout and POW really fast to get ahead of your opponent. Like I've seen guys I've played against, they have like 320 Hoth Rebel Scouts, which is nuts. Mon Mothma doesn't have a speed bonus for the team, but you got to get one guy ahead of everything. Cara Dune is really easy to get fast. So, I mean, again, you can go on defense. It's Mon Mothma, Hoth Rebel Scout, POW, Cara Dune, and then you can just throw somebody else as the fifth. You can put, you can put Cassian. I kind of like Cassian Ranger because you have Cassian Zeta, and to get that little extra protection up at the beginning of the battle, that could mean the world right there. So I mean, the fifth could be Cassian, the fifth could be Baze. There's, I could talk about it for a while. She's so flexible. And then outside of that, you can use her in Galactic Challenges, or I'm sorry, Conquest. That's my favorite. She's my favorite in Conquest because super flexible. You can build two good teams around her. You can complete a bunch of feats. You get the critical chance or the critical hit feat. You get the defeat X amount of squads with no attacker. So you run all supports. Couple of live streams ago, we had a counter to Rey with Mon Mothma. So it's nuts, man. She's super flexible. So for the 5v5 team, it's ideally, I think it's correct me if I'm wrong, it's Biston, Pal, Kara. I've seen SRP. I've also seen some other variations of it for the other character that's used. I've seen Biggs Wedge and just Kara and another rebel. I've seen, and that must be Nev. Yep, Nev is away AFK, and we're hearing his phone because he didn't mute his microphone. Someone is calling Nev right now as we speak. This is breaking news. We have breaking news. Yep, there's Nev. He doesn't even know. Yeah, he's like, We just have to play through it. Nev, being the consummate professional that he is, left his phone not on mute. Left his phone on his throne right there.
Yeah. And not only that, he left his... all right, I'm going to have to mute Nev. This doesn't end here.
Are we going to get copyrighted by Apple's...
I know. All right, I had to put the old mute there because...
And then just one other thing. So Lightside GOTB, it's the team is Mon Mothma, Chupio, Cara Dune, POW, and Scout. That's the team. That's basically Auto City all the way through Lightside GOTB. It's super easy.
There's Nev. He's back. He's grabbing his phone. He's dealing with the dog. Jedi Academy, you get something like that happening. Oh God! Anything you want to
Better
add?
than washing dishes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, washing dishes. Good old lampshade back in the day, washing dishes on the street. Like, what's that noise? And Grande did it too. Like, I'm washing dishes. Like, why are you washing dishes on the street? I gotta get them done. It's like, well, it's not wrong, but we're kind of streaming. You heard of the mute button before? We can hear you like clacking and clinking and clinking and clinking. All right, nightmare question. We'll go to Ethan for this, and kind of open today with this. But question from Nightmare says, "How do you like the stormtrooper feats in GAC?" LOL. Oh, Thane. I mean, for us, we got really good Imperial Troopers. We use them all the
So
time.
they chose poorly when to use the Imperial Troopers because they work best in 5s, not 3s.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're fine. I find it interesting that they chose to do it when there's 3v3 going on.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, we don't prioritize feats around here. Like, do any of us prioritize feats? Like, I know like some of the hardcore, like people want to get like max banners do. But I don't think any of us.
I normally can't. I can't complete feats, so I mean.
Yeah, same. So you're looking at it in the
opponent
same
won't let me.
bracket, so yeah, we don't.
It's not in the realm of possibilities. Okay. I mean, I don't prioritize feats either when I'm doing GAC. Have you ever watched me do GAC? If I can get it done, I will. But sometimes, what your opponent lays dictates what you're going to use. Now, if it works out that the team that I'm going to use, or I can go for one, or if I'm in a position where maybe they went lighter on defense, maybe I can do that. But I just don't. I mean, it's cool. You get some extra points and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'd rather get the victory and that 2,000 points than worry about a couple feats that 80 points. So the priority is always victory. So, all right. I mean, the Stormtrooper feat is what it is. I mean, it was weird. We did Stormtroopers last time, and I didn't get any credit for the feats. It said various.
Oh, we used. It's not Imperial Troopers. It's like Stormtroopers.
Oh,
it's like people actually wearing a helmet.
One of the helmets. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not gonna, I'm not trying something like that unless I've got the victory or something. I mean, then I'll go for it or something. But yeah, I'm not really. It's not a priority for me. Some of the feats are pretty easy. They're standard ones that you can get as you just progress. I mean, just number of victories, number of zones you clear, that kind of stuff. But the specialized ones, it just depends. And I'm not. It's not a priority to go for that. All right, next question from Nathan H. This is a great question. What was the toughest 3v3 team you have faced so far? Ooh, that's good. Everything's kind of meta in threes for me. It's the standard teams. It's like Rey with Han and Chewie. That's a pain in the ass. Or Bass, the Jedi Master Luke with Watt. But those can be overcome. I don't know if they're tough, but we always overcome them. I'm trying to think of a team that just threw us completely. I'll tell you, remember that one team we had with Poggle, Droidica, and I can't remember who the other was, Magna Guard or something. And we're thinking we went in their thing with like.
No, it was Newt.
Newt. So we went in there like, okay,
you're right. It was something with Droideca, right? Where he went like ahead of us.
Yeah, because we looked at the speeds and we're like, oh, we got this, and all of a sudden Droideca went first. We're like, uh oh, plan failed.
Yeah, sometimes it's not those like big teams that get you. It's those little teams once your like roster's exhausted that like get you.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that we talk about this in GAC all the time. It's not the Galactic Legends that are tripping people up. Like, people have counters to the Galactic Legends. It's the other teams and how well they're modded that's throwing people off. Like the one team that we always talk about is Hux, Red Lobster Trooper, Stormtrooper. People seriously underestimate that damn thing all the time, and are getting smoked by that team. And we've gotten so many holds with that team. Now, don't get me wrong, like the Galactic team that I put down with Rey, IG, and Quill is a nasty team in threes, right? Rey's pretty beefy in threes, but it can be beaten and stuff. So, wait a minute. I think we have the Nev coming back. Let me unmute him.
You've taken the Emperor's
Nev, I've
voice
got you on
away.
mute. I had to put you on mute, buddy. So you have to ask me to unmute or something. What the hell is this in Zoom?
He's still going. He's still going.
He's getting
we
upset
can't,
at you, man.
we can't hear you, Nev. Why can't I?
He's tapping his foot at you, dude.
I
Look at
know.
that. Look at that tappity tap going.
I hit the button, asked to unmute.
He's got his hand on his hip and he's tapping his foot
Wait,
at you, man.
Why? Zoom, I swear to Christ, man. Zoom does some stupid stuff where you're just like.
Zoom was
This is
acting
what
up for me this morning, man.
Yeah.
You're not alone. It was pretty bad this morning.
This is what we call in the business user error.
Nev, see if you can. He left. Okay, not helping me at all. He just left. God damn it!
He's like, I'm done.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
There you go. You got him off mute now.
I think he was getting ready, and then the dog came back.
There.
Okay.
Yeah, did that work?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, did
Nev.
you run all the way to your comp and unmute
Yeah,
yourself?
he's got to get to the throne. He had to. Get...
Dude, I'm in a throne room. All right. Do you see any
uh,
computers around, Loki?
No.
Hey, you can run your stream deck all the way to your freaking chair, man, if you want. You know.
I mean, look, I've got one. You know, hidden in a hidden compartment. You know, I just use the Force because I'm in the throne room and everything. So,
Uh-huh.
but
You better go get a new chair.
there's no computers around here. Do you see a stream deck or anywhere around here? Does the Emperor use a stream deck, or
He's
does he
got-
just use the dark side of the Force?
He's got buttons on his throne. He push buttons on his throne all the time to communicate and do other stuff. So.
Oh, and now I can hear my sister. Hang on a minute.
Oh, for God's
right
sake.
back.
Make sure your phone's muted. That's why I had to mute you the first time, buddy.
I don't think the Emperor's got
I've
a
moved my
sister
phone,
either.
don't
Okay,
worry.
okay, there you go. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. All right, Nathan H. We just thing toughest 3v3 teams you've faced or you think are the toughest.
You named the one I would have said is the Hux team.
Yeah,
The Persons can be tough. You can't get ahead of them.
yeah, you have to check speeds on that because if Finn goes first, you're in trouble. I mean, you can use CLS against it, but then you're burning CLS on that team, which I kind of like using now because that team gets loose. You can get burned quick. So, all right. Lord Wick 45 says, question. I have 3 Galactic Legends. Do you think it's smart to go after Galactic Legend Palpy or hoard my gear for the two new ones? I have a lot of gear farming for Galactic Legend Papa. I'm gonna let you answer this one thing. This is right up your wheelhouse because Miami was up your ass about this stuff the other day too. So
I'll say what I said. What was it yesterday? Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to just blindly go after GLs, especially if you want to do well in GAC. You also want to build up the counters to those GLs, because like I used the example of Loki. Loki is able to put all GLs on defense because he has those non-GL counters to beat the GLs, right? So you don't want to be in a situation where you have 4 GLs, and then you have no way to get past those GLs without yours, right? So you have to look at your roster and say, hey, do I need to round out my roster, or before I go from the next GL, right? You shouldn't just blindly go after GL after GL. GL is your account. Is like the only things you have are like the GLs and their requirements leveled up, right? You want to have the flexibility, right? Like maybe go after the Imperial Troopers and get Dark Trooper before Palpatine. Maybe go and get out what's called some of these other newer teams. Maybe finish up your bounty hunters. Maybe get some of these other little teams along the way. Also look at Challenge Rancor is also a big one, right? Palpatine doesn't necessarily get you that big score in the Rancor, so maybe work on some teams that do. So a lot of little things to take into consideration. I always tell people, I feel like if you want to have the best matchups possible in GAC, 3 GLs is probably the best, kind of sweet spot, because you're facing people who have 3 or 2 GLs, not necessarily 4. Once you get that 4th, you will be facing 4 GLs.
And you have to have the roster for it. So now I could go for Palps now because we've totally, got all the other secondary teams pretty much where we want them, right? So if I'll be in a position where I have the counters, and that's the thing you should consider too. Is if you have those counters, it's kind of important. I mean, unless you've gone full Kraken like Loki and you've got everything, so you do have the counters and stuff. So, Nev,
Yeah.
okay, bye. God damn it, Nev! He comes and he goes, man. This is the Nev GAC. Jedi Academy. Oh, God, there you go. I get some coffee. Okay.
I had to go get my coffee, you know.
Uh-huh.
I had to force ghost myself out of here for a coffee.
Go on. He's got his coffee. He's back. Anything you want to add to that, Loki, about if he should get Papa Palps, or you think he should look at his roster and make sure he's got a lot of his secondary stuff done before he gets a?
Do we know anything about his roster? Or this is just a blind question.
Just a kind of a blind question. We don't have his roster.
Okay.
Well, the only thing we know is that he has 3 other GLs.
He has 3 GLs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Thane says. Is you have to take a step back and kind of just look at where you're at in the game, and the accessibility of gear and where you're at in GAC and territory war, if that's important to you. If you can beat, if you have non-GL counters for all of them, then yeah, you go for Palpatine, because he effective. I mean, right now, I'm starting to use him more on offense. That's just me. And he's probably going to be my next Relic 8. I didn't want to Relic 8 him, but I faced a Relic 8 Sith Eternal last round, and it totally just blew my mind how he was modded and how durable Sith Eternal is at Relic 8. But if I had him on offense, then if my Sith Eternal was Relic 8, I would have beat that team. And unfortunately I lost, but I'm at that point in my game where, I have all the non-GL counters, and, I get good scores in Crankcore, and, that's where I'm at. So, depending on what your roster is, again, like what Thane said, take a step back, make sure you got all the non-GL counters in line first, I guess, before you go after. This is not just Palpatine either. This is in general just a 4th GL, right? I think yes, you need the non-GL counters before you go for your 4th GL, and I think you need to be able to put up top 10 score in Crankcore before you go for your 4th GL, in my opinion. Unless that 4th GL is SLKR and you didn't get him yet, but I think a lot of people are holding off Sith Eternal right now, and that's fine, because he's not very good in PvE content. Which is going to get you the gear and the rewards and all that stuff. But, moving forward, I think he's a super good piece in, he's a good offensive piece. If they keep this 3v3 going, and I said this already earlier in the stream, I really think they're going to go 3v3 territory war next. A whole wall of Sith Eternal at Relic 8 is going to be a nightmare, man. That's probably the worst GL you can face, honestly, because that's like pins and needles unless you have SLKR out the gate. But that team is just stupid, and you put like Sith Eternal, Nest, and Sith Trooper on defense. That thing, you just can't beat it with a non-GL. It's horrible. You can't trooper it.
I think they'd go GAC banner rules on territory wars before they change it from 5v5 to 3v3.
That would be cool too. Yeah,
because it would make they need to come up with ways to make territory wars more fun, as opposed to a more grindy, run-of-the-mill daily type thing, a sandbag.
That's a good segue, because, like I said, I think Sith Eternal is the best on offense. He beats everything, and you can undersize him, 1, 2, whatever, and that's been proven already. And at Relic 8, he's just super durable, and he hits stupid hard. The guy I fought in round 1, I think he had 17,000 special offense on his Relic 8 Sith Eternal. And that dude's like waving his hands and blowing smoke in my face. And I was like, God damn, this guy's like killing me,
Exactly. So, you'd have a territory war officer going, right, what do I tell the guy? Do I tell the 25 holders of C to put it on defense and maybe get a hold? Or do I tell the 25 holders of C to keep it and get a guaranteed solo on 25 squads? Right. Thus increasing the balance. So changing the way that they score territory wars, I think is all they would need to do to make it a little bit more different and a little bit more fun and exciting.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to say about the getting palps is Thane made a great observation yesterday. It's like, a lot of people say, I have a Galactic Legend, they have a Galactic Legend, but I got to keep it for offense because, if they're going to put on offense defense, because I don't have a counter to that. That answers your own question on why you need the counter, because then you can put your Galactic Legend down. They got to deal with it, especially if they don't have the specific counter and think of how they're going to beat that. You have your counter, right? When we're doing like fives, you see me all the time, like, if they put Kylo down, we got Luke. If they put this down, we got this team. If they put this team, it's like you've got the counters in place to wreck the crap out of it, and so that allows you to put those Galactic Legends down and really force them to make a decision. Do they try to do they keep their Galactic Legends to beat yours? And you're like, all right, because those teams by themselves, if they don't put their Galactic Legends down, you can use them to beat the crap out of other stuff. So it just gives you more flexibility and stuff. All right, next question for What Else in 3 says, I put my Relic 3 Wampa with a C team in TW, and he helped me destroy the defense team, and he survived all the way through. Curious what your thoughts are on an odd characters with C. All right, so odd characters with Sith Eternal Palpy. What are some odd combinations that you've seen with Palpy that you've seen work on offense and or defense that are not your standard, like just all Sith or something like that? And nobody has an answer.
He's good with Sith Eternal, yeah.
Well, Wampa is, but have you ever seen anything strange, like a character you're like, wow, besides Wampa, you're like, oh, okay.
No, he's just good general DPS. So, if you use him on offense, use him with like Thrawn, or you use him with what was that? There was that weird was it Stormtrooper Han? Was it Stormtrooper Han, Watt, and Wampa? I think is really good because he shield tech Stormtrooper Han.
Ben Watt and Wampa's quite good as well.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, Wampa's, I like him, man. Honestly, he's kind of like a fallback, right? He's ace in your back pocket. If you need to take something down fast, and as long as you clear the way for him, he's a good plug and play piece, man. I like him.
Okay.
As long as he can crit, don't take him in against a Sith Eternal and then he gets linked, because then he's useless because then he can't crit anymore.
All right, so Lord Wick has a follow-up to what we were just talking about. It says, I don't have a lot of the Galactic Legends counters rounded out. With that said, what's the most important Galactic Legend counter to work towards first? It depends. There's two that come to mind. I'll get your thoughts on this, guys, once I mention them. There's two. There's the Vader counter for Rey, right? Vader, Thrawn, Watt, GBA, and Traya is one that we use religiously, especially in fights against Rey. The other one is the Luke counter to Kylo. I think is like these guys. These are the top two counters, but the Luke counter is Luke, Basla, Old Ben, Hermit Yoda, and Jedi Knight. Those two teams give you flexibility to beat those two teams, and then you still have flexibility with your Galactic Legends, for instance. Also, like, for instance, Imperial Troopers against C. We've seen it time and time again. It's like, all right, time for the Troopers. And on here, if you had to prioritize which ones you should go for first, what would you say?
Yeah, you kind of, it's mod dependent, right? To see what you can, I will look at the teams and see if you can mod them properly. Because some of these teams really do require them to be at least a certain amount of speed. Besides the two that you mentioned, there's also the Imperial Troopers for Palpatine. There's also the Darth Revan, like for Master Luke. So you want to have those rounded out. Gas is another one that could potentially take down Master Luke. So that's something worth looking at. Make sure that your gas is in top shape. Those are the big ones. Vader is a big one. So like I'd tell people, like, you can't go wrong with Vader, because Vader can potentially take down all the GLs except for maybe Luke. Just depending on the lineup.
All right, Loki, any thoughts?
Like, is the question saying that he's working toward his first non-GL to GL counter?
He doesn't have a lot of the Galactic Legend counters. He's saying what should be the priority.
Doesn't have a lot of. Yeah, so I want to just add to what Thane mentioned is one thing I want to add is there are, I would build a team that could beat a non-GL team that could beat 2 or 3 Galactic Legends. Like I would build toward that. So I mean, Jedi Knight Revan probably is the most flexible because you can beat. You could potentially beat like JML. You could beat SLKR with it. You could beat Rey with it. Jedi suck against Sith Eternal, so you just can't do anything with that. But look at teams like that. Darth Revan can beat Jedi Master Luke and can beat Rey. That's that. I don't know what comes to mind. GG can beat Jedi Master Luke. Possibly a weak C. So General Grievous is another one. Maybe you didn't think about that, but you have it in your roster because a lot of us do have a General Grievous team.
It does have to be modded for crit damage, though. Correct.
Yeah. There's certain modding. I think there's a bunch of YouTube videos on it, so look up that. Other ones that come to mind. I mean, Darth Revan, like Thane mentioned. That could beat Rey, and that can beat Jedi Master Luke. Imperial Troopers can beat Rey and Sith Eternal, right? Vader can beat all of them except
Luke.
Who can't Vader beat? Probably Jedi Master Luke is what I'm thinking. He just, it's hard to land debuffs on that. Depending if they're in Jedi Master Luke as lead or outside lead, but yeah, I mean, we could probably spend a whole stream trying to theory craft and trying to figure out what beats what non-GL wise, but I don't think you can go wrong with farming up your Jedi. So get like Gas on board, get Jedi Knight Luke, get Jedi Knight Revan, Basti, Hermit Yoda, Old Ben, get them going. You could get Jolie as well. Like Jolie is good against Rey because if your Jedi die, he can res them as long as they don't die from Whirlwind. He can res your Jedi, and that helps a lot. And then who would be the next one for me? I mean, in my opinion, I'd probably go Darth Revan, and then I'd probably go Vader. If you're, I don't know where you're at in your roster, but those would be kind of like my steps. Is like Jedi Knight Revan, get the Jedi up and going. Probably get Darth Revan going, and then get like Vader going, and I think you'd be good. It's a good start. I mean, and then last one is Rebels. Like, I mean, CLS can take out Jedi Master Luke. That's a fun counter too. So, yeah.
All right. What else answers this question? So my opponent breezed through 10 of my teams that were pretty hefty defensive teams, but my Padme Jedi Anakin Clone Sergeant is defending ships and no moves yet. Is he resting up or is he out of teams? Nev, I think he's just resting up to see what you do and finish up
he's
later.
Probably just resting up to see what you do, yeah.
I mean, we've seen it lots of times. Maybe he just got busy or something, or I don't know. Maybe his phone, he dropped the phone in the toilet. You just never know. I mean,
maybe his phone's sat in a bowl of rice right now and he's just screaming at his phone. Dry,
please,
dry, do your job, Rice.
Please. Here's another one. We're going to do this one, Nev, since you've been kind of dealing with other stuff. Nightmare question: could and would CG ever ban players from using hot utils?
No, I don't think they'll
so.
ever use. I don't think they'll ever ban people for using tools that are made to keep people in the game.
No,
it would be disastrous. It would be absolutely disastrous if CG just banned people for using third-party content like SWGOH.gg or Hotbot or any of the bots in Discord or Hot Utils or Grand. It'd just be a nightmare. They'd be shooting themselves in both feet, hands, and in the head. To me, that's a no-brainer. They're just going to keep quiet on that. Don't get me wrong. I actually think it'll go the other way. I think that once EA loses their exclusivity, completely loses their exclusivity with the game a couple of years from now, I think that when we see CG and EA part company and CG continue running the game on their own as independent developers, I actually think that they'll welcome third party with open arms. I do genuinely think that that'll change things completely, and we'll see a much more open CG. I think that in a lot of ways they are handcuffed by EA policy, and that they would probably do things differently if those handcuffs were removed.
All right. What else? In 3 questions says, to follow up with that, I just recently unlocked and got C to Ultimate as my last Galactic Legend, and now all I know is I'm kind of exhausted. Why? I'm more curious about what's next. So he's done. So what else has completed the quad triumvirate there? He's got all 4 Galactic Legends. He's exhausted. He wants to know what's coming next, but I mean, there's no way for us to know. And if we did have some inside information, it's not like we could share it. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, do we think two new Galactic Legends are coming soon? That's the question I think he's trying to get at here. Do we think there's 2 more Galactic Legends coming in the next couple months or sooner?
Yes. I think so.
Loki says yes. What do you think, Thing?
I think if we do get them, it'll be in like 3 months.
You think in 3 months? Nev, what do you think?
At the earliest.
At the earliest. Okay.
Ask
Nev,
me the question again. I was responding to Nightmare in chat.
do you think we are getting Galactic Legends soon? If not soon, when do you think we're getting them?
All right, yeah. No, we're not getting them soon. There won't be any Galactic Legends until next year.
Oh, you think till next year? Wow.
I don't think we're getting Galactic Legends this year. I think we're getting Epic Confrontations this year and Galactic Legends next year. I think we had 4 last year, and yeah, I think that, you know, we need a break. Another 2 GLs, yeah, no, forget it. I think we'll get Epic Confrontation. Now that it's no longer Bo-Katan, I like the Ahsoka. I think it'll be Ahsoka as Epic Confrontation mid-year, and then I think it'll be Maul Epic Confrontation end of the year.
Okay.
So I have a question for you, Nev, following that up.
Go ahead.
If we're going to get Epic Confrontations, what currency will they be needed to take the 7-star?
I think that it'll be in the what's it store? The new store for Conquest.
Wow. Okay.
I think that's where I think it'll be Epic, obviously, but standard Epic Confrontation, so you get them at 5 stars, and then you'll buy the extra shards from the new store.
That would suck. I just let that wash over me.
Just like the GET store, where you're kind of, do I spend it on this character or do I spend it on this ship?
I know. Please don't do that.
I think it'll be exactly the same in that store. Oh, do I spend it on Razor Crest or do I spend it on the character?
Oh boy, yeah. All right. Here's a great question. From What Else 3? Question: out of all 4 Galactic Legends, what's the priority of fastest to slowest? I keep hearing faster or slower with each of them. So, let's say you have all 4 Galactic Legends. Who should be your fastest? Sir Loki, who you going to name as your fastest character first?
SLKR.
Okay, SLKR from Loki. Thane, who do you say?
JML.
JML. So you have an SLKR and a JML. What do you think, Nev?
I don't have any GLs.
All right, Nev has passed.
Pass.
All right, Loki. Why do you think SLKR?
Because it puts pressure on the if they're going to use non-GL counters, and then it's useful in PvE content.
Okay.
So like the raids and stuff like that, it's super useful.
All right, and then Thane, why do you think JML?
They use him as lead a lot, and he needs to get out first.
Okay. All right, so this is interesting. All right, what's your second choice for the fastest Galactic Legend, Loki?
Then it's JML for me.
JML for you. All right, I'm assuming Thane that then your next choice is going to be SLKR?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are just flipping 1 and 2. All right, let's see what they say for the third. Loki, what would be your third fastest Galactic Legend?
Ray.
All right, Loki has gone with Ray. Thane?
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Oh, okay. Loki, why are you picking Ray over Palpies?
Why am I picking Ray over Palpies?
Yeah, that's fast.
I don't know. I think faster Ray gives a lot of the non-GL counters problems. So like if you have a slow Ray, like troopers normally can beat it, and then if you have a super fast Ray, she gets the whirlwind off really fast. Like because that's the one that screws everything up. Is she does lifeblood turn 1, and then if she's fast enough to still get ahead of your team turn 2, then she'll probably whirlwind somebody. So it's a pain in the ass.
All right. Thing, you went with Palpatine. What is your reasoning?
You need him to be a certain speed in order to beat some of these counters. Like for him to beat Ray or for him to beat any other of the GLs, you want him going often so that you can reduce his cooldown, get to ultimate. Most of the time, he's like, all his support around him ends up dying. So it's a one-man show. So he's going to have to, go.
All right. Okay. All right. And then lastly, you've got Palps. Why would you put Palps at the bottom there, Loki?
I just feel like he doesn't need to be fast because it's all dependent on how fast the other team is because you're going to link them up anyway.
All right.
So I think he's going to get to ultimate anyway. It doesn't matter.
All right. And then Thing, you said Ray is last. Why are you putting Ray as last?
I like her being super offensive so she can just one-shot someone.
Okay. There you go. There's your different lists and different reasons, so you can make of it what you want. All right, we're getting that to the end of the show, but we got a few more questions, so we're going to try to get through these as quickly as possible. Let's see here. Okay, Gappy says, question, can we have an RSG Jedi Academy video of Galactic Legend counters? Y'all could flex that knowledge in depth. What y'all have said in 5 minutes is exponentially better than most of the videos out there. Let me make that. Loki, we got a lot of work. Thing, we got a lot of work ahead of us here. Let me just
watch our GAC battles. That's all you got to do.
I know.
They're all there.
All right. So Galactic Legend counters. All right. So we got to do Relic 8 and we got to do Galactic Legend counter video now. All right. We'll work on that. Nightmare question, is the T5 loot box crate for Conquest better than the Relic 7 loot box for free-to-play players that need gear over a ship they don't have for over a ship they don't have the tune for? So I'll read it again. Question, is the T5 loot box crate for Conquest better than the Relic 7 loot box for free-to-play players that need gear over a ship they don't have the tune for?
So, yeah, I mean, that's something that CG did kind of do intentionally. They said that they wanted to spread out the rewards so that, those rewards would be better for, players in different parts of the game. So if you assess and you see that there are certain things that you need right now that the tier 5 box gives you over the tier 7, then by all means get the tier 5 box, even if it slows down you getting Razor Crest. Once you do finish Razor Crest, you probably will have all those pilots ready to go so you can take advantage of them at the time.
All right. Let me look here. Next question. Tila Matt, hey, fellow content creator. We'll eventually get him on here, but he's got a busy schedule. He says, Tila Matt, question is heavy health and speed or offense and speed better for SLKR? We already know that Loki and Thane are going to go different answers on this one.
There's a lot of different theories on this one. So there's times where people run them with high offense, low speed. There's times where people run them high speed with a little bit less offense. I go the crit damage route. That's a never-ending debate.
All right. Let's see here. I know there was another question or two. Let me get this updating here. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, pieces. Question, is Stark's Zeta useful with while necessary superfluous. Stark's Zeta, I gotta say it's worth it. I think Stark Zeta is worth it, man. That turn meter is kind of important. I'm assuming this is the one we're talking about, Stark Zeta, with what he does. Does anybody disagree with that? I mean, if you're gonna run troopers, I ran it for a long time. I mean, you can be effective without with the troopers without it, but it's damn near easier with that damn Zeta on. Let me look at it again here because I can't remember the exact wording of it.
I think it removes a certain amount of percentage turn meter.
Yeah, let's see here. Can't remember if it's this. Let me look here.
It's unique.
Yeah, so at this end of... Yeah, I was trying to get the damn character to pop up. The thing was being a little wonky. It says, at the end of his turn, Stark recovers 3% protection and removes 1% turn meter from all enemies for each active Empire ally. Double for Imperial Troopers. So he's removing 10% turn meter from all... If you're running a full Empire team, or especially Imperial Trooper turns, that's 10% turn meter. That's what makes him so good with that Zeta. Kind of a nice one. And on top of that, you get in all the recover health and protection. You're removing turn meter, and they get plus 50 armor penetration while he is on the board and active. That's what makes Stark so good. So there you go. All right, let me see if there's any other questions. What else? 23. This will be our last one. And we'll allow everybody pimp our stuff. And then we're going to go ready for some GAC.
Woo!
What else? 73 says, question, with a new Mandalorian team coming, is Canderous worth the relic, or will someone else show up to replace him? That's the $50 million question right there. Should you invest in Canderous? I know a lot of people have done it just for the Malik event, but then he kind of goes to the wayside. I'll start with you, Neb. Do you think, looking at the team and everything, do you think getting getting Canderous is, do you think he's worth the relic for this?
I would hold off on Canderous, or Candyman, or Duke Nukem, however you affectionately refer to him. I would hold off and just wait to see if Bo-Katan's two Mandalorian buddies are going to join the game, because if they come into the game, they're going to be outfitted to more than likely be better than Canderous, and then you could end up throwing the armorer and maybe Sabine in there, and the Candyman then becomes surplus to requirements, and you've put gear on him that you would have preferred to have put on maybe one of the newer characters. So I would hold off on relicking Canderous until we know for sure that we're not getting any more Mandalorian tagged marquees in the game.
Okay. Matt Richmond question, is IG-11 Zeta good? Thane, go.
Only if you're running him with Bam or with Ray.
There you go. And then last but my opponent from JC's there. Really wonderful guy. I've enjoyed talking with him. I was just chatting with him last night. I was watching him do his. You'll see what happened here in a second there thing. But really wonderful guy, Duke YC. Letting me know that he's there. He says, same here, like my fight with Ranger and JC today. It's not a guarantee, man. We got a tough defense that you put down. We got some work to do, brother. But yeah, we'll talk about that here. But yeah, Duke, big shout out. Shout out to all your kids out there. I know you've got 3 lovely children. And this is Kermit the Frog saying, I hope you guys have a great day. And your dad's pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. And he's a doctor too. He's even talking to me about COVID shots yesterday too. And I was like, this dude rocks. he's a doctor. I think he said Malaysia or somewhere like that. My brain went blank there, but I really enjoyed the conversation with my opponent yesterday. It's always lovely when you get, someone that's cool that you go in, you fight, and at the end of the day, you go drink a beer with, right? That's what it's all about. So there you go. He says Rangers Roger Federer and I'm an ordinary Joe. Oh, you think I'm more of a Djokovic there, Ray Rock? Well, thanks for that. All right.
You're more of an Agassi.
Yeah. Did I win? Oh my god. Oh god. I love Andre Agassi. All right. That being said, let's let everybody pimp their not thing, but I won't say thing. My co-host Nev, go ahead and pimp your stuff there, my friend.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, Escape Podcast. SWGOH Escape Podcast. Yes. You'll find the channel. And obviously on Twitch, Escape Podcast on Twitch. And I'll be doing my GAC later on. I've got Calvin Awesome coming on to help me with my main account because I'm up against a superstar in GAC circles, a world ranking top 10 Div 1 player. I know that there are going to be some Div 1 players that probably look at this guy and go, shouldn't be in the top 10 because he doesn't have any GLs. But he's only at 5.5 mil. So apparently he's the guy that was always coming second to.
We have a Buddy sighting. Hold on, let me go get Buddy.
So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing later on today. Should be fun. I have an impossible mountain to climb. A score of 26.
Look, it's the Buddy. Yay! Look, everybody, it's the White Wookiee. Say hi, Buddy. What you were trying to get one of my socks? What do you say? You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi to everybody? Huh? What? You know you love being on the camera. He was trying to play with me and trying to be sneaky. Pete, let me put my headphones on. All right, hold on. There's Buddy. Yay! Buddy cam time. Oh, big yawn from the Buddy. Anything you want to say, Buddy, to all the fans out there? Huh? What do you think? You love streaming, don't you? He's like, you son of a bitch, you pick me up. As long as he gets pets and squinches, he's a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy, Buddy Boo. That's right. You were trying to come in here and get one of my socks, weren't you? Being sneaky Pete. He was trying to be ninja and he saw me. I was like, oh, I see you. You're not clever. You're not clever by far, Buddy. All right, Buddy, you want to say anything to the fans before we go? You want to pimp the stuff? Huh? You want to pimp the stuff? No? You're just going to look away from me? All right, so what we're going to do is we'll quit yawning. It's okay. No, you can lick my hand. Okay. We're going to get ready for GAC, so we're going to flip over and do some GAC action. We'll have Thane. Never. When are you doing your GAC, by the way, today?
Well, I need to charge the tablet a little bit, so probably about an hour from now.
Okay.
I'll not be far behind you.
All right, so we'll knock out my GAC and stuff, and then all right, go kill. He wanted to go chase something. All right, so you can check out Nev's GAC afterwards. A lot of great content creators on Twitch. There's plenty to check out. But we're going to go get set up for my GAC. We'll do it here in about 5-10 minutes. We'll get that done, knocked out. We'll have... Loki, you going to hang out or you have stuff to do?
Both.
All right, so I at least know me and Thane will be there. He's hanging out. So thank you guys for hanging out with us this morning. And make sure you hit that thumbs up before you get out of here. It's YouTube. It's the algorithm. It's the way it works. It's YouTube. It's not Twitch. So we're going to go get set up on Twitch. So thank you guys for joining us for the Jedi Academy. Sorry for for me being a little late today, but it happens. Sometimes that stuff happens. So like tornadoes come through your state. You just don't know when stuff like that's going to happen, or Ranger Jay's forgetting to set his stupid alarm for the right time. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself and everybody here, have a great day, and we will holler at you later. Peace out.